Warren Goldie, a Kingston Frontenac product, joined the Mustangs in 1990 and was part of the Yates Cup Championship team as a freshman while biding his time in the deep stable of Western quarterbacks. Battling shoulder injuries, he missed the entire 1992 season due to surgery. In 1993, he saw his first game action in relief and threw his first touchdown pass as a Mustang. For the 1994 season, the Western QB reins were handed over to Warren Goldie, and what followed was a style of quarterback play never witnessed before in Mustang history. In the next two seasons, Warren Goldie absolutely wowed Western fans with spectacular throws, dazzling runs, and dramatic victories orchestrated by the gunslinging, crazy-legged pivot. The 1994 campaign is still considered the most exciting season of football ever put together by a Western Mustang squad. Against McMaster, Goldie threw 4 touchdowns on only 16 attempts and scored on a breathtaking 44-yard TD scramble. Wide receiver Tom McConnell, who benefited from the passing of Goldie, said, "We've developed the passing game more than it has ever been developed here before." And what followed was a string of shootout victories and new passing and receiving records. At homecoming, Goldie was awarded the first ever T.J. Baxter's Trophy as game MVP for his 339 passing yards and 2 TDs. The regular season witnessed the Mustangs going undefeated, with their only true test being a 24-22 come-from-behind victory over the Laurier Golden Hawks, manufactured through the passing and running of Warren Goldie. A playoff structure without home games meant every game was played on the road, starting with the Varsity Blues at the Sky Dome. The Mustangs appeared to have the game well in hand, leading 49-17 going into the fourth quarter, but then Toronto roared back with 4 touchdowns to get within 5 points, until Western secured the victory with a 51-yard touchdown pass from Goldie to McConnell in the last 2 minutes of the game. Goldie set an OUAA record for most yards passing in a game with 555 yards and 6 touchdown passes, and McConnell set a CIAU record for most receiving yards in a game with 323 yards, winning the record-breaking game in a 56-44 shootout. The Yates Cup against the Golden Hawks will forever be remembered as one of the greatest Yates Cup games ever to be played. Western drove the ball 82 yards on 10 plays to score with just over a minute left in the game, capped by a 33-yard TD pass from Goldie to McConnell with 1:11 left. They still needed a 2-point conversion to force the game into overtime. The overtime saw the lead change 3 times, with Western winning in the dying moments of the second overtime on a 15-yard field goal with 14 seconds remaining on the clock. Warren Goldie's scrambling abilities were critical in keeping the Mustang hopes alive, as Goldie threw for 407 yards and 4 touchdowns in the dramatic 38-36 Yates Cup victory. In the Churchill Bowl against the Bishop Gators, the Mustangs were down 24-9 at halftime. Several opportune turnovers, their powerful running game, and 244 yards of passing from Warren Goldie led to a 41-24 victory and a spot in the national championship. In the Vanier Cup game against the University of Saskatchewan Huskies, Western led 34-14 with just over 8 minutes to go in the game, but soon found themselves trailing by 3 points with under a minute to go. Goldie marched them 40 yards, and having only 4 seconds left on the clock, Western kicked a 42-yard field goal to send the game to overtime. In the overtime, the Mustangs took control and locked up a 50-40 victory. Warren Goldie accounted for 360 yards passing, threw 3 TDs in the air, and scored 1 on the ground in helping the Mustangs capture their 6th Vanier Cup in program history. In the 4 playoff games, Goldie threw for a combined 1,566 yards and 13 TDs. Larry Haler said, "I cannot imagine 4 games filled with greater drama, bigger plays, higher emotion and intensity, and yet throughout, our team retained its composure, its confidence, its courage, its skill in making the big play each and every time." Warren Goldie leading us down the field in the dying moments against both Laurier and Saskatchewan, with the season riding in each play and getting it done against all odds. Warren Goldie was the best in the CIAU. At the conclusion of the season, Warren Goldie was awarded the George McCullough Trophy as the team MVP. The 1995 season meant an entire new offensive line and some knee issues for Goldie during the regular season. But in typical Goldie fashion, he saved his best for the playoffs. In the semifinal against the Waterloo Warriors, the Mustangs were down by 6 with 56 seconds left, starting the final drive from their own 25-yard line. Warren Goldie connected with tight end Stu Beek on a 50-yard completion. With 19 seconds remaining on the clock, Goldie hit wide receiver Sandy McGregor for the game-winning touchdown as the Mustangs pulled off another miracle. In the Yates Cup, the Mustangs prevailed in horrible weather conditions and secured a 10-9 victory and a second consecutive Yates Cup championship under the leadership of quarterback Warren Goldie. Playing Acadia in the Atlantic Bowl, Axemen head coach Sonny Wolf said, "Goldie is far superior to anyone we've played against. Every aspect of their game is superior to what we're used to." As par for the course, the game ended up being the highest-scoring Atlantic Bowl game in its history. The Mustangs were able to prevail in a 55-45 shootout, which witnessed Goldie leading the Mustangs back to their second straight Vanier Cup appearance. Upon graduation from Western, Goldie pursued coaching, as he said in his own words, "to give back like the coaches that gave me so much." He spent 9 years coaching at Queen's University as the QB coach and offensive coordinator, 2 years coordinating at St. Francis Xavier University, helping them to conference titles, as well as years of coaching in the OVL, and he became the inaugural head coach of the Quinte Skyhawks program in the CJFL. Coach Greg Marshall said of Goldie, "I learned a valuable coaching lesson while coaching Warren. Evaluating ability and potential from non-live practice sessions isn't always the best way to predict ability in game situations. When Warren went into a game, he just flat out made plays. Under the stress and pressure of a live pass rush, Warren's unique skills stood out. Warren was a gunslinger, confident and composed. When he was in the huddle, he commanded the team, and his confidence was infectious. Warren never panicked or was nervous. He had the same swagger and confidence in each of those pressure situations. He found a way to win." Warren Goldie, a Mustang legend.
Oh!